GM, welcome to another Senpi Vibe Trading session. It's Monday, June 23rd and 1:37 Eastern local time for myself. Wherever you're joining from, welcome. In today's stream, we're going to be covering some of the exciting new updates coming to the Senpi platform. We are going to be adjusting and refining some of our existing trading strategies that we built together last week. And of course, we'll be doing some research and just walking through everything that is Senpi, the number one autonomous trading experience here on Base Blockchain. To start things off today, we're actually going to be giving out a $50 USDC prize to our competition traders right now. Every week we run a weekly trading competition on Senpi. This is typically usually around $1,000 USDC in prizes for the highest net gain, highest percentage gain, and then we actually give away $50 every day to a random trader that's trading over $100 of volume. We gave out 7 last week, and we're going to continue giving them out every day until the contest wraps up in the next couple days. That all being said, we will be starting sign up today for the competition number 4. Similar to this competition, we're going to have a bunch of great prizes. I'll post the QR code to sign up throughout the stream here. I'll put it on my screen right now just so you guys can see it. If you scan this, it'll take you to the sign up. Takes 10 seconds. It's totally free. Only caveat is you do need a Senpi agent wallet. If you're looking on my screen right now, the bottom left corner, once you log into Senpi.AI, you'll just approve this. You'll get an OX address that you can copy right there like I did, or come back to your Senpi wallet by hitting the expand button. And you'll see it here as well that you can copy it to a clipboard and use it to register for the contest. The agent wallet is where we track all of your trading. It's what enables you to win certain prizes, and it's where all of everything that we are doing on the competition end gets tracked into a Dune board that we make available so everyone can see how other folks in the competition are doing, how they're doing, the biggest trades. I saw for this competition currently we have someone that hit a 305% gain on one trade. We give prizes for that frequently as well. But without further ado, let's jump into the first winner of our $50 daily prize winner. We're going to do this live on stream. These are all folks in the current competition that have traded over $100 in volume. And our winner is OX3BF with the OX ending C00B. So let's just go and pull up the full OX for that user. And we're actually just going to send them the USDC on stream. We like to do it all live just to get it done right at the start. Where are we here? Hold up. It was C00B. Okay. We're going to find it here. I know it. And our winner is this user. Here we go. All right, so we go to Senpi. We just say send $50 and for tokens, we use the USDC. We use the number sign for cash tagging. You can type it in like that and then just go select it from a list. Or if you have the OX address or the contract address, you can drop it in there. Send $50 of USDC to our winner, which this is their, just double check that. BFC, yes, it is. And we'll send that off to them. Congrats to our winner. I don't know who this user is. If I go Coin Explorer. Coin Explorer also won $50 last week. So pays to join the Senpi trading contests. Like I said, there's a QR code on your screen now. If you scan that, it'll bring you to the sign up. You just need an agent wallet, which I'll walk through in a second. We'll talk a little bit about just getting started with Senpi. This is a crash course if you're brand new, if you've never used Senpi.ai. Again, everything I'll be showing you in the live stream today is fully live today. We'll be building strategies that are live, and Senpi will be buying and selling tokens for us live on stream as well. So you can see I just asked to send the $50 USDC. That is sent. We go to base scan just to confirm everything looks as expected. And Coin Explorer, you've got your $50 prize. Congrats. We live stream every day here on X, on Twitch, on YouTube, and we give away prizes on stream. So, it pays to sign up for the competitions, and it's a great way if you're learning Senpi to also win some cool prizes and, just compete against other folks, see how you do. So without further ado, little crash course on Senpi. Like I said, if you've been to our live streams before, I try not to take too much time at the start. I want to get into trading. I want to get into building some strategies. But I like to just do a quick crash course for everyone that's new. We always have a couple new viewers that join the Telegram that sit through our live streams. So when you log into Senpi, again, everything I'm showing you is totally live. When you go to the Senpi.AI website, you're going to have a bunch of different choices to sign up. You can use Google, you can use X, you can use Farcaster. You can use any of the popular wallets. So once you've signed in, you'll just need to approve your agent wallet. This is a Privy Smart wallet that you can see the OX address here. That will be what creates your agent wallet experience. You'll never sign a TX. You just tell Senpi to do things, set up autonomous trading strategies, and the agent wallet will take care of it for you. So agent wallet's located at the bottom left. You can hit top up and you'll see a bunch of the different funding options, of course, to receive, transfer from wallet, from exchange, or a Web2 rail if you want to pay with your card. You can hit expand and jump into the actual Senpi wallet here where you see all the different tokens. I recently cleaned mine out last week, so we've just got this low liquidity price AI token that will be sitting there until we add our hide feature. You can see transactions. So typical to a wallet, you can kind of see everything living in there, refresh it. Of course, you can reveal private key, not today, but it's all there. One of the most important things when you first sign into Senpi, if you haven't joined our team's Telegram, I'll flash up the QR code for this on screen just really quick. But at the top right of your trading window on Senpi, you'll see the dojo. This is about 725, 730 Senpi traders currently in the dojo. This is our team's Telegram. It's a great way to interact with myself, with our team, get new strategies, groups. We also, share a lot of alpha for what's coming down the pipe on Senpi there. And of course, if you're using the platform, it's just a great place to be. Most importantly, if you're giving us any feedback, this is a place where our team is, super engaged. We love to have discourse around the product, around what's working, what's not, features people want to see. So if you're in the Telegram, keep the feedback coming. And if you're not, take a second and join it. Do recommend joining there, and hope to catch you guys in there after. So let's jump into it. When you log into Senpi, there's going to be a couple different things that you initially can jump into. You'll see pre-baked prompts that can get you started on a whole bunch of different stuff, from building strategies to seeing top P&Ls to buying, so using a limit order. All that stuff's at your fingertips with Senpi right when you log in. I'll talk a little bit about what we're shipping about midweek this week. We have some major upgrades coming to that, I would say, ignition experience of first jumping into Senpi. You'll see the top left section, skills and templates. These are all the different abilities that you have with Senpi today. One of the beautiful things about Senpi.AI is it's built on a fully open source framework called Eliza OS. These Eliza plugins can be stood up inside of Senpi in less than a day. It's very lightweight. If you have an existing plugin or a verticalized crypto product built as a plugin, you can plug that into Senpi, get access to the traders, to the agent wallet, all of that stuff, and your plugin would show up here as a skill or a template. If you're brand new, I do recommend taking a second to click into these, go in, read through exactly how they work. It really helps you kind of piece everything together in terms of like, this is how I use Senpi to be successful. This is how I build good, autonomous trades. This is how I can do research. Again, Senpi is totally free. We've been live for just over about a month and a half. We launched early last month a token, and every day we're kind of adding new things, whether it's small, meaningful quality of life upgrades or larger, more platform-wide upgrades to the entire experience. Underneath that, you're going to see your dashboard section. This has a handful of tabs I'm going to walk through. Referrals is exactly as you'd expect. This is where our referral program lives. You have a unique URL that if you share it and a friend joins Senpi, you get 25% of their trading fees in perpetuity. Simple as that. It's an awesome experience. You can see a bunch of people I've brought in. It's a great place to track it. And if you're bringing friends in, it's a great way for you guys both to win. The groups experience, which we'll be spending a bunch of time in today. This is something a little bit wonky with this bottom one, but as you can see the actual individual P&Ls of all these different groups. We can click into them and see P&Ls against different traders. We can see if those traders are in other groups. You can see how many trades they've taken. You could slice it up by 30 days, 7-day, volume, your trades, a whole bunch of ways to cut that data up. But we'll talk more about groups. Groups are just cohorts of users that you've grouped together because you want to go build a strategy around. In our case, we have a bunch of different groups that do a bunch of different things. For the most part, the groups that I'm using are, people that are early, people that are very smart, experimental, people that have made over $1 million. They're all pretty, um, top level in terms of each group's utility to me. And then your strategies. So in your strategies, you can see this is where all of my autonomous trading strategies live. Things like, if buy $25 worth of a token, if any one person from our Raiders group buys a token with a minimum purchase amount of 3,000, sell it if it's up 55%, sell it if it drops 16% using a stop loss. Also, the token's market cap has between 20 and 250K. We have this ladder strategy where we're constantly evolving these. So, based on the buy size amount, we're scaling up, the amount we buy, the range of the market cap. And we're constantly iterating on these strategies, figuring out what works. Again, this is all how I use Senpi. It's not financial advice. Please do your own research before trading any, especially meme coins, but anything. And I wouldn't copy trade me right now. You'll see me flash my agent wallet throughout the stream, but if you feel so inclined, do it. But I'm doing really experimental stuff, and I would not want you to get triggered on a trade where I'm just experimenting and trying to find edge cases in the product. So with that said, of course, you have your orders tab where you'll see, realized P&Ls from things that are automatic. You'll see or trades that have been automatic. You'll see Senpi Shield blocking a lot of nefarious tokens. So if one of your groups triggers a buy, but it's a honeypot, there's a nefarious liquidity situation, a mechanic in the contract that might be, serve some nefarious purpose, Senpi will block these. We have Senpi Shield V4 currently out. This is a proprietary matrix that scans every token before you buy it. And don't be alarmed that you're seeing all red numbers here, because a lot of the trades where you see limit canceled, that's just me taking the trade over and manually trading it. Things like Warp, I was trading in and out quite a bit, but we did really well on this. But of course, in our, we're working on surfacing that. But in here, if you've manually traded it, the P&L is not going to show up. So it looks a little bit like these are all stop losses executing, which in a lot of cases are stopping me from losing 80, 90%. I'm setting my stop losses around 16 to 40%, depending. And then, of course, you see where your limit orders live. Again, a lot of these are canceled because I'm just jumping in, taking over the trade. I've recently adopted a new, I call it the National Geographic stance, where they, the Dark Knight, you're not late. I'm just seeing you in the chat here. You're never late if you're here. And so you can see a lot of canceled. This is me taking the trade over. Like I was saying, I've adopted this National Geographic stance. They don't intervene with any of the animals they photograph. I'm not intervening with any of the trades that we're taking. We're going to let Senpi handle that on the take profit end through limit orders and taking us out of the bad trades via stop losses. So throughout this stream, if we do end up, the line end up getting a hit, I'll get a mobile notification from Telegram saying, your agent wallet's bought you a token. I won't, I won't be intervening. I'll just be letting Senpi take it over, but we'll manage the trade and take a look at it from a high level. So one of the things I want to walk you guys through just to get started, especially for the folks that are brand new in here, one, I encourage you to jump into the chat, whether you're on Twitch, whether you're on X, whether you're on YouTube. Let me know what you guys want to see. It's always good to have some interactive elements to these. I love to jump into tokens that people are interested in, talk through why we're setting up certain trades, or answer questions about the product. One of the great things about Senpi is we have this new onboarding flow. I mentioned that a couple things are coming this week. One of the most important things is discovery. So actually, when you log into Senpi over the coming days, you'll see a discovery tab, and that will be surfacing the best traders, the best automatic trades to take. The actual full strategy will just be there for you, and you'll be able to one-click that into your experience. Until then, and I do recommend to do this if you're brand new, you could just type learn Senpi, and Senpi will start this kind of like onboarding flow that includes tutorials. So getting started with Senpi, let's say you want to set up autonomous trading, you can ask that and just click these buttons, and Senpi will take you through this onboarding flow. And I think it's really good to go through it and learn a little bit of the basics. They really pay off. It's very simple. It's very easy to learn. A lot of the complex stuff is made simple through natural language. So just typing what you want from Senpi, letting Senpi do it. But then there is obviously a lot of different ways you can click around and do things within Senpi. So you can see here, there's just multiple tutorials. It's really easy to kind of jump in and get things going. And yeah, I recommend starting there. Today, we're going to do what we do on a lot of our live streams. We like to take a little bit of time to do some research. Last week let's just take a look at our strategies. We basically tweaked our Raiders of the Lost Arb group and added a couple new folks. We have the ladder strategy going where I'm matching the buy size scale with their buy size scaling. So, like, it's kind of a validation idea where if they're buying, I know that generally they buy between $100 and 8,000 at the top end, and then I have ladders based on those buy amounts that scale up my buy amount and also scale up a little bit of the market cap range of the token I'm looking for. The Grey's Anatomy group, similar idea, but a little bit wider on the market cap. You can see here, market cap's just got to be under $1 million to activate this rule. And then I have this one here, which Whale Street Boys, you'll see like $1 buys. If you see that, that's me testing a group, and I just want to back test its success over a couple of weeks with $1 buys and continually adjust the people in the group that we're copy trading. So figuring out these people are consistently winners, these people are not doing so great. We take them out of the groups, but you'll see pretty much every rule. I have a stop loss on it. I have a take profit. And in some groups, so again, just to go through this one more time, these groups you see, it's just one person in this group that has to buy to activate. In these, I'm saying if any two people buy a token within 3 minutes, and then we have the rule set on the take profits and the stop losses. So this is what we have in play right now. We will probably get some buys throughout the stream here. And if a buy does happen, you'll see me checking my phone periodically. That's where it's all coming through on Telegram. You can set up notifications on Telegram and Farcaster. You'll see, not a thank you for watching. You'll see we have a live one on the screen. This just notifies us time to jump into a trade, and then we'll go to DEX on the 1 second candles. We'll take a look at the trade. It's pretty compelling and fascinating just watching an AI or an agent do stuff on chain for you based on these broad orders, and then seeing the downstream effects of that for me as the owner of the agent wallet. So yeah, we're gonna jump into some research quick. This is what I like to do to start the week. Obviously, super volatile weekend in the market. I get the vibe we are in this bit of a super cycle, right? Like Bitcoin's still trading over 100K. And we have like some pretty big macro geopolitical factors in play happening all over the world right now. So things actually feel pretty sturdy. Base chain itself has been more or less sideways, up and down ish for like the last 14 days to month. Is not as like I look at DeFi Llama, I look at L2B, I look at like these different places that aggregate chain data and kind of compare them and try to find some correlation between what's going on there and what's going on for myself specifically. And yeah, it hasn't been like the most exciting start, but I mean, summer things probably will kick up in DeFi. Typically, they do. Is the DeFi summer phrase comes literally from that, but we're still finding lots of opportunities. Again, that's the thing about Senpi is when you're adjusting your search parameters to only copy trade smart money, and here are the market cap filters, and you have this like really specific idea of what type of token you want to buy, you'll always be getting some opportunity flow. And that's really what we're looking for. We're looking for consistent 20 to 50% wins in the meme coin section and really minimizing the downside. Meme coin investing is exactly that. It's very volatile. With Senpai's Shield product, we are able to not buy rugs, not buy honeypots. So that lets us take more shots on net. And then Senpai's take profit and automated stop losses allow us to really avoid more L's and just as long as you can get 2 or 3 winners against every 8, 9 losers. It's like venture investing. The winners pay off the losers in big ways. And we see that across the data of Senpai users. So, not the most exciting. This is a 24-hour slice on base. Again, any platform you can go look at trending tokens and you one click and see it. I do this because it's part of the process I go through of like peeling back layers. So we go find trending tokens, find trending users, deep dive those users, then add them to groups and build strategies around them. It's a bit of a Senpai flow I go through. In this case, we're just going to go and say, show me 24. We'll go 7 day because we are. It has been a little sleepier. Show me 7 day P&L for. So we'll look up a token. We just go Toshi. And make sure we select the right one. It'll turn blue. You'll know you selected the right one. And of course, I could go, take their CA as well. and just drop it in here, and it'll just give me the one option, and I can click that. So you can search with plain text, search with OX, it's fine. And we'll look that up. So again, we found a trending token. Toshi is prolific, base meme coin, been around, holding very sturdy, 184 million market cap roughly. But we want to see, is there any smart money traders in there that we should be adding to our groups? And this is the start of the process. And we'll pull up some more like trendy meme coin, fresh stuff. But I want to take you through exactly what I would go through on a typical day. This gives me a pulse on the market. Obviously, it's a lot of, we have game from virtuals. Typically, there's 2 or 3 virtuals tokens up there. Is there still kind of the meta on base, I would say, in a big way. They've kind of owned a lot of the intensity on base over the last month. I think they're pretty smart go to market, and a lot of smart teams building on it, and that helps. If you've been on our live streams before, before 3 p.m. Eastern, it is espresso time. And we are on our second of the day, which just gets us going. We're in Canada, and it's 35, 40 degrees out today. So finally getting some heat. And you can see that Senpi will prompt you, as it delivers its P&L, Senpi will prompt you to create a group with them. So this is a part of that flow. And I'll show you for demonstration purposes how we do this. But in this case, from here down is just not interesting to me. And in a P&L perspective, again, we could slice this up on a 30-day, a full P&L, lifetime P&L. That would probably give us the best results we want. But I'm looking for traders that in the current meta, in the last 30 days, last 7 days, are making money. So retardio.eth, moderate activity, great P&L. We would want to add them to the group. So we say add just the top 3 users to a new group called, we'll call this Monday Trading. Boring name, I know, but just knocked our espresso over too. In last week on stream, we caught 3 or 4 trades live on stream. 2 of them resulted in, one was 160% gain, with a $100 USD win. And I'll jump into our previous orders and show you guys what those look like. And what's really cool about this, and our front end team is really thinking about like, how do we thoughtfully create a chat experience that doesn't feel tedious? Like if you use a product that is fully chat based, even ChatGPT, like I do wish sometimes they had more clickability. I know it's difficult to do in their case, but I'm saying right here, we've set up this new group called Monday Trading. And if I go to our groups, we will see that in a second. We can go and see Monday Trading Group, right? And we see their P&Ls. Again, we can chop this on a 30-day, on a 1-day. We could, I can change the data up however we want. But what I really like is the ability to come in here, and then you have all these pre-baked strategies. If you're brand new, this is really easy. You just go, what's interesting? Auto buy market cap. Let's say we go like this. So it sets up the actual strategy for you, and you just change this. If any one person or 2 people buy, $500 of a token within 1 minute of each other, Monday typing, holy. And it's under $1 million market cap by me, $1 of it, and sell it when any 2 of them sell, or if it increases by 50%, set a stop loss at 16%. Like pretty complex rule, made easy through chat, made easy through some clickability. The thing that I'm really excited about that I mentioned earlier, the discoverability, is you'll be able to log into Senpi, and there's no subjectivity to these are good traders, these are good strategies. It is just on-chain backed empirical, this strategy's won for this many people. This many people are up 200% on it. This was the best trader from last week, or the best target, or whatever it is all going to be there for you. And that just makes this process that I'm showing you that much easier. I think there's people like me that want to go do the research. Again, I'm obviously building the product, and doing all of this is part of that. And it helps me really understand pain points in it. But I really think there's a lot of people that want to come in, tap a couple buttons, and just have their agent wallet go to work for them. And I think that experience is something we're really focused on. Making things one click to ignite or to put in play is really important. And I also think there's a social element we're working more and more on of being able to share these things with your friends, share a strategy, share a group, whatever's working for you. Maybe you don't want to share the alpha, that's totally fine. But we'll make that easy. So now we've set up this rule while I was having an absolute yapathon. And if we go to our strategies, we see this new rule, this $1 experimental rule. And we'll go back to Senpi and we will say, who else was interesting here? Clankers back on the list. Game. Let's just go show me 30-day, for game. I feel like we've looked up game like at least 20% of our streams. This token is just kind of always crushing it. Let's just take. I'm actually curious. I just can't even picture the chart right now. I'll pull up Dex and just take a look at the chart shape on game. Holy, yeah, buzzing today. Buzzing for like the last couple days, last 24 hours, really. But we're on 1 second candles. Let's switch that up here. So, I mean, on like a local pump. I'm not one of those people that's going to do TA on a meme coin. I just don't believe in it. Yeah, I mean, what am I going to say? It's like tokens a month old, 3 months old, 3 days old. It's like you're doing TA on something that just doesn't follow technical analysis. It doesn't matter. I'd rather look at like who are the smart money people, what are they doing, try to just generally understand is there a reason why people are buying the token, right? Like what's the value that people in the market, the users in the market are putting on the token? That to me is a little more important. And in the context of Senpi, it's actually just all about finding the smart money folks and building smart rules so that when they buy a token next time, I am buying it alongside them within the first transaction or two. And Senpai's gotten very good at that. All right. So this top one might be automated. It's like pretty big buy volume inside 30, nearly 500,000 on sells and up nearly a unit. Yeah, we could chop that. You know what? Just for the purposes of the stream. So we'll add 3 more to our group. We'll let that build out. What are these guys peeking at? Let's go to market cap here. Jeez. 375 on the top. And post top lows as low as 12. And today we're at 53. Interesting. Yeah. All right. So Senpai's gone and added those folks to our new group. We might kill a couple of these groups too because they're just not really doing it for us. Monday trading. So I think there was an automated. This user is the automated user. It's not a user. It's probably like a market maker or bot or something of that nature. And we don't want that in there skewing. And I always try to find real users. I mean, I look at like how much they trade, where they trade, what they're buying. There's more of a process. There's like 15,000 trades. Yeah, I just got a feeling that you're not within kind of the parameters that I'm hunting. And we've got this person that we added in the Flay P&L. So that means they traded the Flay token quite a bit if they're in that group. Very interesting. What are users? Game. we'll see. You know what, token sentiment, so aggregating social data. You can use Senpi to search across X and Farcaster to see what users are saying about a token. I don't recommend using this necessarily for any token that's not at least 60 days old. For me, it's like if a token just launched or there's not some event around it where there's some social density about a specific topic, you get really washed out answers, like, both bullish and narrative. I don't know about that. Um, Interesting. Well, we might dive into a couple of these. This is good. But what I'm saying is, if the token's brand new and people are excited it's launched, if you use an AI, whether it's us or another, to go pull the social data or the sentiment, especially in an aggregated sense, what is it going to say? It's going to say, "Oh, it's bullish, it's bullish," and you see that all the time on these bots. It's like, okay, we know not everything's bullish, but if people are excited about a launch, of course the aggregate is going to say that. But in this case, interesting. And these actually link right out to, if we click this, it'll take us to X, and we can go, take a look into it. And this is super relevant, right? This is 10:27 a.m. today. Um, you know, Utility. So someone's talking about some utility. Um, on Farcaster game was listed as a top loser. I mean, that's just on-chain data. This user is talking about a more general decline in some tokens. This is yesterday. It looks like there's some bit of TA going on, which to each their own. But the idea is like, here's the bullish stuff, here's the bearish stuff, here's some hot topics based on how many people are engaging with it. Here's a notable tweet. Here's the sources, and overall, here's the cumulative kind of analysis. I think that's a good way to look at it. Don't like take everything with a grain of salt that you're reading. You don't know what the person who's writing the tweet is bag holding, what their reasoning is for saying what they're saying. But I will use it sometimes. I think in this case, this is a good example. And having the links to jump right out into, Farcaster or X, like this one is a Farcaster. You can see Banker doing a top level analysis, or one of the users must have asked for it. I think that's pretty cool. And from there, we'll continue to look into a couple different tokens here. So Aave, not really sure what Aave is doing right now, but curious. I don't know if this is the correct token. All right. Let's go look at some of the buys that we did last week. A couple that we did well on. So again, you see a lot of block tokens here, but I want to say Neuro we bought at the right time, and we just played it real bad on the exits. Like in this case, you see we bought $25 worth of the token, and we sold just about $25 of it on the sell side. This is one of those cases, and this is one of the reasons why I've taking that neutral stance now, let Senpi do all the trading, is I had a take profit set that would have triggered somewhere on this massive two green candles here. These are 1 minute candles. And I manually sold it right here, which, like, if anyone's trading crypto, you know that when you sell, that's when this thing goes parabolic. So yeah, this should have been a huge win, but I kind of dropped the ball on it and manually traded it out. What else were we in here? We bought this token, which was just like a Senpi saving me on the stop loss end. So I bought it late. The rules that triggered it, I have adjusted since, but we bought, would have loved to buy somewhere on this down red candle, the second candle, but we came in too late. We bought kind of the start of the decline. But the beauty is, like, I wasn't at my computer for these. and Senpi took us out based on our stop losses. So stopped us from losing a lot more than we would have. See what else we got into last week. JPMD, this is a token a lot of people made money on. You can see the end of the chart here is pretty cooked. A lot of activity on this token for us. We couldn't have bought it any earlier. This is what I'm looking for when I'm using Senpi. What I'm trying to recreate is these first three buys, right? So, you know, token launch is 1904. The pump, let's see here, 1905, and we're in. Oops, so it took actually a day to get this token really moving. Is that correct? Yeah. Or it's just, that's when the time change was. Okay, I get it. But anyway, we bought early. We sold a bunch to the top. We actually were still buying and selling. But if we look at the, you know, aggregate view, we bought 25, 40, 50, about 50 there. And we sold, you know, 55, 60, 63 here. We did well on this token. These two trades, I would have liked to put a negative, like don't buy on the token for them. But, you know, we still made, I think, close to $100 on this one, which is great. And those are the trades that we're trying to recreate with some of our strategies. Let's see what else we had here that did well last week. You know, tipping, this is bought for 10, basically sold for 10. This is another one I think I sold too early. Yep. Again, another case where my take profit would have crushed it. And, you know, we had this one good early buy and we sold too early. We could have taken it out. What's that? 002. And we bought at 001. So yeah, we missed 100% gain on tipping, which happens. That's just, you know, that's me manually trading it. Again, today, if we catch anything, we'll just be letting Senpi do it. Oh, did we make money on O? Yeah, we did. So looks like O, we bought $15 worth. I don't know where our buys are on this chart. So super early again. And another case of selling too early. This is, again, what I realized last week, but, you know, we bought 15 and sold 18, 19, 20, you know, just about $21. So $15 to $21, but could have been a lot more. Like you could see where we bought. You know, 1505. So 5 to 14. It's 150% gain that we probably missed on this. I mean, again, with the take profit, we would have been selling probably in these two big candles, climbing up, but that's, you know, managing it ourselves. What else did we have last week that might be interesting? We got back a little too far now. What did we do on Neo? Oh, this is one that got through Neo. That was so every week, you know, we are constantly analyzing all the tokens the team's buying, the tokens that traders are buying, and we're updating the Senpi Shield product. So there's fewer or less positives, keeping you out of the wrong trades. But, you know, there's one that slipped through last week that I got into and lost $10. No problem. Let's think about some of these tokens. Show me. Now there's a lot of JPMD tokens. I think it's like there's like a community meme coin one that we all bought through Senpi. Um, and I think this is it. And I just want curious about the top P&L on it. Because someone on my end in one of my groups obviously triggered me into it. So it's like, is there anyone in there I should be adding to my places? But we'll get the P&L on that quick and see about adding some folks to our new group that we've created together. Just a reminder, so two things. One, QR code on your screen now. This is for the our fourth AI agent trading competition that we're running starting midweek this week. I'll have a bunch of new tools in place for that when it starts, but the idea is it's totally free. It takes a couple seconds to sign up. You just need an agent wallet on Senpi. That is the OX address that you see in the bottom left-hand corner of my screen. We give out $1,000 every week, roughly in USDC. I already given away $50 on this stream today. And yeah, it's a great way if you're using Senpi to also win some prizes. And we obviously have a Dune dashboard that we share with the community so everyone can track how everyone's doing, see who's winning on certain bounties. And yeah, it's fun. It's an easy way to win some money if you're using Senpi. And the second QR code that'll flash up quick is the dojo. This is our official Telegram group. It's a good place to join, give us feedback, let us know what you think about the product. I'll try that one more time. It's the equivalent of blowing in a cartridge for an N64. Show me the top now for. Pull that up. And yeah, so join the Telegram if you haven't already. It's 700 plus Senpai users in there. We're talking about strategies, groups, things to improve the product, things you don't like about the product, anything. That scanning that QR code will take you there today. And yeah, we're going to pull the P&L for JPMD. Take a look at this token that we made some money on last week. A lot of folks made some money on this one. Yeah, just generally curious if there's any smart money traders in there that we should be adding to our groups. And if not, we'll move on to another token. Just this. There we go. Oh my God. This thing at a certain level. And our P&L is coming now. So let's take a look here. And while we're doing that, I'm just going to check and see if we've got any trades triggered yet today for me. Doesn't look like anything yet. It's a little bit sleepier. I'm curious about just take a look at the old DeFi llama while this pulls up. Eska.eth, what are you doing? You found you see I see this trader, and Senpi will resolve ENS names, base names, Farcaster names wherever it can. I just clicked one and said, show me the full P&L of this one trader that's up 38K on the JPMD token. Bought 2,400, literally one buy, and exited pretty much the entire trade. Yeah, it is. It's pretty impressive. So there's clearly a really early buy with some conviction, buying $2,400. Similar to this user, This guy's, kind of aped it. Let's see where this lands. Wow. Wow. Super active. Crushing it on Memecoins. I don't know who this person is. Interesting. We're going to take a second and look deeper into them. I'm just curious about how our volume on base looks today. It's the DEX volume. Pull up transactions, run that over too. Yeah, like generally transactions are down a little bit. Not like significantly. You know, we're not in these late May lows, but it's definitely trailed off just a little bit. I mean, it's Monday. It's usually a really busy trading day. Typically, I'll have rules firing off all day. Um, but anyway, so this trader, Esca.eth. What am I doing? Eka.eth. That's good. Okay. Earth.eth. Recognize this trader. If we go to our groups here, let's just go into our experimental ad. I already have this person in my 7-figure P&L group, but I feel like they're someone that I want in our. I want them in my Raiders group because they are active. They're hammering it on the meme coins. Let's just go. I'm trying to think of the best way to pull the full, a scan, and we'll just yank their full address here. All right. And if we go here, sorry, I'm doing a lot here at once. Yeah, okay, so this is correct. Let's go back, and it was JPMD that they made the money on. Morgan Dollar. I think this is the correct one, but we're going to just go back to here and make sure. I'll just go get the token details quick. Just want to make sure because there's like 10 of these JPMD tokens, a bunch of them like kind of pumped. We've got the right one selected here. We found the user that we're really interested in. This is the type of research that I would do before adding one to an active group where I'm have this ladder strategy set up. Okay, so that's our token address. We're gonna just pop the contract address into here just to make sure. Whoops. All right, and then let's just see how early this user was. Oh yeah. Yeah, like this is the type of trader we're looking for. 2,500, and we'll go to close up the candles a little. All right. Oh, okay. I mean, very early. My question is, was he sniping the deployer? What was it that he's doing here? 324, he bought it, and it shipped at 318. So 6 minutes later, he was in with serious conviction, and you can see the red candle close at the 1 minute after he bought. So someone dumped on his little candle he created, but had the wherewithal to hold it all the way. First group of sells. He didn't sell. Wow. Took out his initial. And then, yeah, this is where he really started to let it go a little bit. But around a 2.3 to 2.8 million market cap range, he started getting out. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, again, this is the type of trader that we definitely want in our groups. They're early. Either they know something or they are doing some advanced sniping. There's a handful of reasons, but we are going to add him into our Raiders group, and we'll see some, pretty exceptional 30-day with good volume. Fits alongside a lot of these traders I have in here currently, and these there's something wonky going on with my P&L, I can assure you I haven't lost exactly 97 million on both of them. But you can see some of our best traders, they're in 3 groups: P&L Chad, 7-figure P&L, Grey's Anatomy. So that's pretty great. We found a really good trader here, Memecoins, and we'll keep an eye on that. Curious about You'll notice on Mondays I just can't type. So we'll continue working our way down this list. I know that this is, again, one of the more monotonous kind of parts of finding these traders, but that's a beautiful thing with blockchain. It's all there. Again, people rotate OXs, they run fresh and on OXs. Of course you're going to have that, and those people are, you can't really track them, but you can, using, the social resolution component, we're able to build some reputation into different traders that aren't doing that are just trading off their, ENS names or whatever it is. We'll take a look here. I have a feeling this is going to be a little wonky based on the top result. Like probably, sometimes when you're pulling P&Ls of a user, if they're they bought a token that is some, malicious liquidity situation going on, it might spike what the token in their wallet is worth. Of course, they could never sell it, even though it's worth like some crazy number. Or just like it says it is. But again, pretty busy trader. Again, there's their 15.9 they made on JPMD with a 5K purchase. Looks like they sold really just kind of like almost did a twop out, but that's not enough. So it's like still manual. But very active on virtuals, some serious volume. They're up 127 units there. Network stake, really early on network stake. Wow. Pretty impressive. We're going to go through the same process here. Let's just get this first. And while we're doing that, harvest. Let's just see if we can pull this up. We gotta find this user. Okay. We have that there. Let's go to our groups. Readers, add. I think that's it. Hold up. Let's get back to here. It's Ika, JPMD. Where's the rest of our chat history going? Just gonna refresh this. There we go. It's a base.eth. A little bit of an easier way to resolve from this to our let's see the full portfolio. And while we're doing that, what I'm doing here is just going through the same process we did with our last trader we found, where we see how early were they. If on the first one they were lucky or they bought like a local low or something, I'll go back and search through a few of the other tokens they bought. Well, that's doing that. Where is our Wall Street Boys? That didn't pull and copy for me. M4. Very weird. Okay. All right, we'll do this the old-fashioned way. Interesting. Add this user to Whale Street Boys. I just got to tell Senpi what to do, and let Senpi go do it. And once we've done that, we will figure out what the OX is, and then drop it into here. Take a look just how early they were. Obviously, last user we checked out was like 6 minutes after a runner was launched. Okay. Let's go to our groups. Just take some notes while we're doing this. A couple things that I was just thinking about for that flow was I'm just going to add them to one group because we resolved the OX address when we added them to our Whale Street Boys group. But I actually don't know which one of those OX addresses is theirs when I come into here. It's something that we need to be cool to actually show when you added them to the group. I was just thinking about that. You can see I have a lot of, pretty successful traders in here. We actually need to drop this user back to Senpi. New news created. One person's been added. New. Most of this. So they've just have some token in their wallet that's skewing the numbers. It was like liquidity was ripped on it and adjusting the P&L. If we come back here, yeah, okay. Holy. So on 5-minute candles, 1650 it was launched. Within the 5-minute candle, that's when they were in. I actually really care about, was that 5 minutes later or was that 1 minute later? Get some Blue Oyster Cult playing too on a Monday. That's great. All right. You can tell I don't use decks that often. Fighting the chart here. All right, so token went live at 1654. User bought within 3 minutes. Was the first buy, and they opened with a 2500 buy, and they followed that on almost immediately. 56 to 57. 1 minute later, and they'd already the token was already moving, but pre this, and what did they take out here? 22.3. I got almost the first buy entirely, and then they started tapering. But I mean, this is let's see, these cells coming in. You could tell they sensed the top here. They thought this was the top. It wasn't. I mean, Wow. One more 15 days ago. Holy. So they picked up 148 million of this. And that first sell took out 19, but then deeper here, it's like price had increased. You know, if we go. See, this is probably a token. If I was in this early and I felt it moving, I would be setting up a twap to pull out over time. This guy's kind of just, I think, just clipping the chart at random. I don't know. 9.2, and he was really selling around a 4, sub 5 range. Anyway, this is, again, another user. Let's just go back and take a look at what else they were doing. So we need the top P&L for this guy. Or did we pull it above? Yes, we did. So on virtual, less interested. Again, I'm looking at the tokens where I see a low buy. This is like 5 buys that we saw. And again, that's he's buying something like 15 days later. So it's, but really it was the 2 buys that we care about. Then 69 sell transactions. Again, 5 with 60, 55 up, 2 and 32. Like this is similar. Let's just take a look at this. And my bet would be we're going to see similar chart shape, similar activity, cut in roughly half, because I don't think this token that I'm about to pull up was as much of a runner as the network state that we looked at. But the idea is like he's replicating his success on pretty similar tokens. 18K and lick. So this thing's dead, I think. But let's just take a peek. So what we're going to do is, again, we're just trying to figure out, like, this guy just got, he's got an edge, or he's figured out a deployer or something he's copying to get in within that first 3-minute period. Senpi is fast enough that I can set the copy, and if he does it, it will bring us in with him. So let's go take a look at his coins, which is in fact dead. And let's go to pick up our new friends, OX. Bring that into coins. Again, fully dead. Let's see what we topped out at. Okay. Yep. Pretty much the same in terms of results. Just 1 hour. Okay, that's too much. Come on. Yeah, like what are we seeing here? So the buy, this first buy, 2,700. Okay. What was that about? 2,700 and 1148. Okay, so not as early as the other one, but came in with the conviction. Again, this is, while I'm doing all this, I'm kind of mapping their buy sizing. You see, like, again, 25 on the last one, 27 here. No immediate follow-on buy, probably because the chart moved really quickly by the time he was in. I see another buy there for 26. Doesn't, I mean, he'd already cleaned up, or she. Pretty impressive. What was the time between these? This is, again, 4 months ago. 48, 54, he started kind of immediately getting out. And from entry to, let's say, yeah, well, 61 million he picked up on that first buy. So, like, good enough for me. You're coming into the Raiders group, as this, again, is a group dedicated to people that get in really early on the tokens. I'm just going to go at them the old-fashioned way. and we'll probably see him. He's got this some token in his wallet's causing this. We'll work with the team to fix that. But you can see he's in our P&L chads. He's in the new group that we created just to get vision on the OX. Now he's in our Raiders group. So if he buys a token within some of these different rule sets that I have set up, for example, I think that he is very likely to trigger. Let's just show you. I think he's likely to trigger this. And the way this is set up, because we know he's buying roughly 2,500 on that first buy, it will trigger the ladder all the way down. So maybe 10, 15, 20. Buy me, it'll trigger all of these. And then they will be running, with stop losses, with take profits. Yeah. And I don't know, he probably wouldn't trigger this one, which is buy 25. That's with over $3,000 in a single buy. Based on what I saw, it doesn't feel like that rule would trigger, but we like when we get a really early trader that triggers the whole ladder. That's kind of the point. One of the things that we're going to be launching very shortly is the dynamic rules. So being able to say, sell 10% when we're up 20, sell another 10% when we're up 30%, sell another 10% when we're up 50, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. You won't have to necessarily go and set up all of these different rules. Although I like the rules because I can expand the market cap filter as we go up in our buy sizing. So it's like, if someone with really high conviction is spending $3,000 to enter a token in one of these groups or whatever it is, I want to be in it, regardless if the market cap is, 8K or 80K. But with all that said, we've been trading for almost an hour and 20 minutes today. Again, a bit of a sleepier day. We saw DEX transactions on base was a little bit down today, over the last 48 hours, really. So, we didn't trigger any trades on stream today, but best part about this is we do trade every single day. We do some vibe trading with Senpi. We walk through our different groups of smart money traders that we've built together. We do a bunch of research like we did today, where we started looking at, what are the trending tokens? What are the people making the most money on those tokens? We actually found two really great smart money traders today. We did some sentiment analysis around a token, which pulls, what people are saying on X, what people are saying on Farcaster about the token. And we built and added a couple folks to our groups. We didn't trigger any trades today. That's just things are a little bit slower on the chain. Again, today we're just on base. We will be multi-chain very soon to just refresh everyone on what's coming this week. I'm going to flash up the sign up for our fourth AI agent trading competition that starts mid this week. But just to refresh a few people on what's coming, we have discovery coming. So you'll be able to log into Senpi.AI, see these are the top money traders. These are the best strategies. These are the best targets. Basically, everything that I've shown you here will be encapsulated, backed by data, and you'll be able to one-click it into your AI agent to start trading for you autonomously. We do run a trading competition every week. Right now, we're giving out $1,100 in USDC. We gave out $50 at the start of the stream today to a lucky winner. I don't know if that is in my chat history. It's in a different chat. But we give out $50 just for trading. If you trade over $100 in volume, you automatically get entered. We track all of the trading on a Dune board that's publicly available, so you can see how you're doing against other folks, how you're doing, at any of the bounties. Like we track, who has the best trade this week is, Snuva. I want that discovery. It's coming. And I hope that me going through this flow of how I actually find today we found two really sharp traders that are very early. Maybe they know something, or maybe they just have a very elite sniping setup, whatever it might be. But they're in our group. We're copy trading them. I hope that you find value in that if you're watching the stream. But again, very soon it will be just there. Click it. And special shout out to the guys in our community, especially Snuva, Dark Knight, anyone else from our Telegram that's here. Look, we're brand new. You guys have been supporting us for the last month and a half. It means a ton to our team. You guys give us great feedback. You help us build this product. We're really excited about the early community we have. We're going to continue to build stuff that you ask for, make the product better every day, every week, every month, and overall just build a really amazing autonomous trading experience here on base and soon a multi-chain future. So discovery is coming. The mobile app is well under 2 weeks, under 2 weeks away now. and a whole bunch of other awesome stuff, upgrades to limit orders, to stop losses, the speed and execution of the actual agent wallet. Just expect daily or every couple of days there's going to be some meaningful quality of life stuff, but then we're always working on the big stuff behind the scenes, and we'll keep everyone posted about that. Last thing I'm going to show up just as we close out here. This will stay on screen. There's a QR code to join the dojo. This is where our awesome community lives. Get in there, interact with their team. We'll continue to drop alpha, share strategies, and engage with anyone using the platform as we continue to improve things. So we'll be coming at you again tomorrow, but sometime between 11:30 a.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Eastern. I like to do it in the morning just because the chain's a little bit busier, but it really depends on what we've got going on. But trust that we will be here every day, building in public and using the tool alongside our user base. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next time.